Welcome, everybody. It's your boy, the Versace Stoner, and we are here live with our cruising for a bruising pre-show. Welcome, everybody. It's your boy, the Versace Stoner. Now you see things are opening up, and I am on the move. Well, there's three things I always bring with me. First thing, my Ben. How lovely. Next thing I bring with me is XS CBD cream. This thing works wonders. You can use it almost anywhere. It's full spectrum. Wonderful product. Gotta always have it on you. And last but not least, I keep on me at all times this beautiful product by Artistry Studios, Zen Plus Energy, Zen Days Ahead. It's for your face, folks, and it will keep you looking great and energized. So, these are the things Versace brings with him, whether he's at an indie show, catching a game, or wherever else he might be. So, you know what? I suggest you give these products a try yourself. Hit up Mike Panchu and get those CBD products. The pen? Well, that you're going to have to find on your own. Can't help you with it there. Versace Stoner out. And we thank our sponsor, Mike Panchu. Really thank you a lot for putting this pre-show on. Thank you very much. We really do appreciate all the support that our sponsors bring to us here at the VSW. Now, as we are going to talk about it, let me show you what we have quickly lined up here for cruising for a bruising. Here's the lineup of wrestlers, and then I'm going to talk a little bit about them, and we are going to call over Disable Wolf. Rodney Bays. The VSW proudly presents Cruisin' for a Bruisin'. This will be taking place right here, tomorrow night live. The Rodfather, Rodney Bays. The Mighty Bosch. Tough Daddy. The Steel Panther, Cameron Stevens. The Boston Badass, Steve Savage. Insane Dick Lane. The River Rat Juggalo T.J. Tucker. Tough Talk, Tony Spencer. Love Doug. Wow, what a lineup, folks. The VSW. Let's sit back now and talk a little bit about it, shall we? And we will also give Disable Wolf a call. And that we will do. But yeah, welcome here, everybody, for the Cruising for a Bruising pre-show. It has been, like I said, sponsored by Mike Panchew. You can find him through his Amway store, and he sells many products, CBD, energy drinks, a bunch of stuff. Also, check him out on his Instagram, and give him a follow, give him a like, do whatever it takes. We're all about, helping people out. You proudly making names for themselves, and that's what we like here at the VSW. So, speaking of names and what we have going on here, I tell you, we got some of the biggest names in pro wrestling today as we travel all the way down to Kansas and all the way up to Canada and back. I'm trying to get a hold of Disable Wolf. Hopefully, he can get on the call with us. Let's see. No answer. He was not there. Okay, so, like I said. Oh, here we go. He is back. Let's accept. Disable Wolf, are you there? Hello, Disable Wolf. Hello. Are we on the air? Can you hear us?
Yes, I can.
Oh,
Hello,
great. It just took a second to get us in here. So, I was just telling everybody, cruising for a bruising. We just finished our road trip. What do you think?
I think it's a great journey. I got tired along the way, Versace, keeping the truck, but it was a really great show, and I love the journey we have. Everyone's unique in their own way.
Oh, yeah, it was a great time. We got to meet some great guests, and we just made a lot of friends along the way. Anybody stand out? We're going to talk a little bit briefly about the great roster that we have on this show. Anybody stand out in particular to you?
I'm gonna have to say a few people to me. Well, we got to see the Granite State champion in the Granite State with his fantastic answer for why, and he kind of insulted me along the way, Versace. Tony Spencer and our main event, TJ Tucker, stood out because he went on a little tangent about a certain mainstream company and whatever a main event should be, he's capable of it.
Yeah, about that tangent, I have to say, I was quite impressed. It came out of left field, out of nowhere, and I loved it. I have to say, everybody that we talked to delivered. From Tony Spencer all the way to Rodney Biz and all the way up to the Steel Panther. Everybody just gave it their all when we talked to them. And, they really told us some great stories and, all their great plans that they have going on. One of my favorite people that we ran into was Love Doug. Let's just talk a little bit about Doug for a second. he's really coming up in the wrestling world right now. He's in a lot of different promotions. We're gonna see him wrestling live tomorrow at the Lab. I think that's his first appearance there. We've seen him in NCW debuting. We've seen him at Top Rope, Chaotic, Limitless, Blitzering. We sponsored him in Proving Ground. He did do a Blitzering show, didn't he?
That I'm not 100% sure about.
I can't remember. I honestly, truly can't remember if he did the first show back or not when Blitzering Pro mentioned it. I know there was a few people that went over there. I think like the competition. I don't know. There was a lot of shows that when they first announced wrestling back. But I do know this: wherever there's great wrestling, you're gonna find Love Doug on that card. And we had a great talk with him. We here at the VSW are huge fans of him. So, it worked out, and I think, it was a really good time.
Absolutely. Love Doug's one of those guys, no matter if it has 5 people or 500 people, kind of similar to VSW's core value from the VFW hall to the big arena. He's there. You can't go wrong with him. How big or small a promotion is, he's there and will be a fair fight for all these contestants.
Oh, for sure. And I mean, excuse me there for a second. As you know, I am the Versace Stoner, so you know what I am doing. But yes, there is a lot of great contestants. Like I said, so you got Love Dog. You mentioned Tony Spencer. You mentioned, TJ Tucker. We got some other people. What about Tough Daddy? He was another great talk to. This dude had the heart of like the greatest ECW legend that you ever could meet. And there's nothing quite like him. And there's honestly really nothing quite like reunion wrestling and what Mac Attack is doing out there with that. The heart that these people have, it's insane.
Absolutely, they're all unique in their own way, from Tough Daddy all the way to TJ Tucker. We even have one of the highest rated podcasts of all time, Mr. Ray Ranson.
Oh yes, that was one of my that was one of my favorite early on VSW podcasts that we did. We went in there kind of blind. We really didn't know too much about Ray. They sent me a little bit of a promo package. I talked a little bit, asked a few questions to Mac, asked a few questions to a few other people in the industry. Went into it blind and had one of the most best times on that interview, talking with him. He's another one with the heart of gold and for this industry, really just puts himself out there. And, that's everything I'm seeing on Mac Attack right now. All these guys, even that other guy, what's his name? Justice. He puts his heart out there. I get excited now, especially Monday nights when they're going to be on the TV. We saw Tough Daddy signing a contract with actually Ray Ranson. So who knows, when they're going to have that title match. But my
Maybe
God,
it's a title unification match.
Yeah, I'm not sure. It's going to be something wild. Like I said, we stopped all around there in that area. But, we also went way up north. You got detained at the border. How was that experience?
I don't want to relive this for Versace.
I know. Tell the fans a little bit about it, though. Because I wasn't there. I was talking with the Steel Panther, Cameron Stevens.
Gave me a hard time because I forgot my papers at home, Versace. I was so excited for this trip and keeping up with the Versace Stoner. I tend to forget the big requirements needed for international travel, and I won't do that again, Versace, as I was waiting for you, but you got done just in time as we headed to the Granite State.
Oh, yes. Keep trying to keep up with the Versace Stoner. Will do that to you, kid. It will. It will make you forget. It will make you not even know sometimes where you are. You might be in the middle of a show and then try to keep up with me. You close your eyes, you open them up, you think you're in another show. You're not going to know where you are. But I'll tell you one thing, you missed a great interview with me and Cameron Stevens. Talk about a guy, you know, he was telling me a little bit about his inspiration. I'm not going to go too much and ruin to the fans, but he's inspired by, I'm going to kind of give you a clue. He's inspired by some of your childhood heroes, I think, and some people that may even inspired you to save a wolf, Definitely one guy in particular I really think of when I think of you that inspired him as as who you are and how your mannerism and act. But I do not want to ruin that for the fans. I don't want to ruin it for his debut on VSW Show Out Wrestling's Cruisin for a Bruisin. You're going to get to hear all of that tomorrow night at 8 p.m. I do suggest even you, Disabled Wolf, I know you were on some of these and sometimes you slept. I do suggest you go into the chat. Watch it with the people because some of these you weren't there. Either you were in the restroom, the rest stop, you were at that knick-knack shop buying that junk or you got detained. There was a lot of mishaps along the way, but it was a lot of fun. And like I said, next time when we go on a road trip, I'm going to make sure I'm at your place to help you pack. I'll make sure you have your papers. I'll make sure we have rolling papers. I'll make sure we have extra lighters and all sorts of extra fun stuff to bring with us. So, let me ask you this.
Some of my holiday gear, Versace.
Oh, yeah. Definitely going to want to do that. So let me ask you, we went down there, I also got to talk with, I mentioned the knickknacks. When you went into that side little, I don't even know what to call it. It looked like a caravan of junk, if you want to ask me, Disabled Wolf. But you said you collect this stuff. I'm not going to get in between a man and his collections. But you went in there. I ran into Dick Lane. I had a great conversation with him. And
absolutely, in this topsy turvy insane. I was trying to save as much dough as possible, Versace, because I wanted to not be broke coming out of this road trip with you.
Very little times will you ever come out ahead when you go on a road trip with me. I like to spend every last dollar. But don't worry about that right now. We can talk about that another time. Another great person you missed, though, was also the mighty Bosch. And he was another great...
Mighty
Bosch, not Botch.
Oh, okay, Versace, I got you.
Yeah, again, you wasn't there, you don't know.
Myself.
This guy was a superhero. He appeared out of nowhere. You were in a store or something. I forget. Sometimes, I'll be smoking on while we're driving. I don't even really paying attention what the hell you were doing. Like I said, 1 minute I was talking, you were sound asleep. Couldn't even wake you up. I even slapped you across the face. I won't lie. I really won't. But you saw me. I was drinking. I was drinking the energy drinks. I was driving. I was going. I don't know how much I slept. I know I slept a couple hours each night, but I always slept with one eye open. You never know. Sometimes we had to sleep on the side of the road. Not every night was a hotel night.
And some of these places isn't like New England where we got a certain Double D's coffee fought every street, every corner.
No.
We do not have that in some of these places, and I can't keep up what I can in my cavity.
Nope. And the scariest place that we went to had to be, and I'll tell everybody right now who our mystery guest is, is when we drove into the dirt city. We were lost and everything. You asked somebody for directions, they kicked you. They kicked you in the face, Disabled Wolf.
Absolutely. I felt like I was in an episode of the hit series Walking Dead.
I mean, I thought I was watching a rerun of freaking Shawn Michaels kicking Marty Jannetty in the face. I didn't know what the hell was happening. But down you went, and then I knew exactly where we were. We were in the dirt city, and you know who popped
just
up.
Just like the Plan B when Seth Rollins hit the Shield with a steel chair behind their back.
It was exactly like that. And you were out for a good 5 minutes, but I'm glad to see that you recovered. I don't see any neurological damage. You seem to be okay and still fit. That's all that's important, that you're still fit. If you become if you become unfit, you become a liability disabled. We can't have liabilities here. We would have to let you go. We don't want to do that. We still have a lot of work for you to do here at the VSW.
We just got started, Versace.
Exactly.
I would like to thank each and every one of our brand new 2,000 YouTube subscribers for hopping on this journey with us. We're just getting started.
Oh, I love them all. It is great. I thank each and every one of them, and I go try to subscribe back to each and every one of them because I do care. It's not about the numbers. It's about sharing in the community and what we're doing here. But back to what I was saying about what happened in the Dirt City. We ran into the new proving ground champion Ricky Medeiros, Cutter Kowalski himself, and he is going to be our number 10 surprise entrant into the Cruisin for a Bruisin Championship. It's amazing. Wow. Yeah, talk about star power. It's insane. We all saw what he did at Rise of the Dragon. And, congratulations to him. We got to have a great conversation with him. Another person, though, that we also had a great conversation with in this one, you being the fan from Boston that you are, is the Boston Badass, Steve Savage.
Oh, yes. Talk about being friends with people of the extreme innovator of violence.
Right? We got to talk to some pretty hardcore dudes, And that's what it's like. We had all these different breed of wrestlers and men, You had these hardcore legends. You had these, original OGs. You have some new age wrestlers. And, we have these other original guys like Rodney Bays, the Rodfather. He had his first match against a world champion, Flex. I mean, yes, Flex.
I wouldn't think he had one match the way he's moving the needle for our program, Versace.
Oh, no, I'm sure he's had other matches. I think this was his official bout. I'm not sure. But all I know is he has the balls, okay? Not everybody has the balls to go up against the world champion.
And he's got that Duck Dynasty kind of reputation, Versace.
Oh, he is. He's great. You know what I'm saying? I love Rodney Bays, the Rodfather. A lot of things are going to be happening with us and him. You'll have to hear it on the interview. But there is some big news coming to VSW, and I can't wait to share it. I really can't.
Oh, my God.
Yeah,
I'm so excited, Versace.
You weren't there for it, but you're gonna wish you were when you hear the news. Like I said, though, this road trip we drove, we stopped at some great eats. I think we stopped at maybe like one notable restaurant in every state. I have to give kudos to us though. No fast food, buddy. We didn't stop. We didn't cave in. We didn't eat the McDonald's. We didn't eat the Burger King, the Wendy's. We didn't stop at any fast food restaurants. We ate every time.
Got me some poutine when I was detained in Canada.
Oh, they did feed you. That's good. I was wondering if they were gonna feed you up there. But that's the thing, we didn't waste any money on fast food. We ate good. We ate real good.
And I got to have that burned end nachos when I woke up from Kansas, as I thought there's no place like home, and I woke up thinking about home. That's why I wasn't around for the Rodfather. But those burnt end brisket nachos were amazing in Kansas.
Well, yeah, I mean, there was a long ride from New England down there. We drove straight right down there to talk with the Rodfather. I think that whole first part of the trip kind of got you a little bummed when you realized just how far we were away from home. But you know what? After that, you kind of snapped out of things. You got a little bit better, and I think it all went smooth from there, I do have to say,
I felt really refreshed during the City of Love, but I also felt pretty paranoid when we went to the Dirt City, not gonna lie. Kind of hurt my momentum a little bit.
Oh yeah, I mean the Dirt City was like I said, a very kind of touch and go situation there. I mean, I didn't know really honestly what was gonna happen.
Oh, I know, but it was an unpredictable journey. Everyone's unique in their own way.
They really are, and like I said, we met a lot of great individuals. We really did. I couldn't actually believe, I couldn't actually believe how much um we did. But I'm sorry, I'm just getting a little distracted here. Sorry, don't mind me. Actually, brother Rodney Bays was messaging me, and I just want to get back to him. I always try to get back to everyone that messages me. That is one thing about me. I am very good at trying to get back to everybody.
Absolutely. Speaking of that, I tried to preview on my Twitter, cruising for a bruisin. We got a big rivalry with the Red Sox and Yankees. The game's at 4 o'clock tomorrow. What a perfect time after the national TV matchup on Fox, same as Friday night SmackDown on tonight. Casuals can tune in and give these guys a chance right after at 8 p.m. Eastern.
Oh yeah, big game for the Red Sox tomorrow, and I think um, well, I'm not gonna say anything bad about any of the teams because we have a lot of friends all around the country, and a lot of them are from New York. So I can't say really nothing bad about the Yankees. You better save that for the Wolfcast,
Absolutely, Versace.
where I let you
And
you can kind of talk all the trash talk you want about the teams.
and we got a lot of Wolfcast plans coming up with the Bruins and Celtics resuming full 82 game schedule, and the New England Patriots will be kicking off a full 17 game season with fans, including the quarterback controversy between Cam Newton and Mac Jones. Everyone who watches Cruising and Bruising, I want you to keep up with the Wolfcast as well. But
Oh,
that's all I'm gonna say. And
oh
now we
yes,
can stick to it.
we can be honest with the fans a little bit here. We got time. We've kind of been a little bit not resuming with regular scheduling because we have been so busy with cruising for a boozing. We have been on the road. We haven't been able to catch all these shows and watch all this. We are probably weeks behind on what's on TV for the independent scene. In some ways. I mean, I know the big matches, but some of the stuff I don't know. That's why we haven't been able to get Limitless out. We haven't been able to get NCW out. We haven't been able to really do much with,
Or
you know,
beyond.
Beyond and even previewing shows up coming up. But we will resume with all that. We will have more time. But it is also a very busy summer for the VSW. I don't know if you heard the Saber Wolf. We are now working with Camp Leapfrog. I've decided we should sponsor them, and we are going to work with Camp Leapfrog. They're very
I always
great.
wanted to relive summer camp for Sachi as
It's
an
gonna
adult.
be wonderful, kid. Get all your summer
Are
camp
we gonna be
needs
playing
met.
games and singing songs?
I hope so. I really do. We're gonna sing Kumbaya. It's gonna be a great time. But I'm gonna tell you this. I heard that they're very inclusive, just great, honest, 150% great promotion. There's a few older Shakira guys there, and it's a very well put together promotion. Very excited to be
Those hips
seeing.
don't lie, Versace. You
No,
said Shakira.
they don't, and I'm very excited to be working with them and checking out. I did watch Kalain Vision. You can watch that on IWTV. Type in Camp Leapfrog, search for them. They'll pop right up. You can watch that. I believe that was their latest pay-per-view showing, and now we're gonna have the 21st birthday bash. That is on August 8th, and there'll be more info about that coming out of the VSW and what we're gonna be doing with that. Big surprises. Disable Wolf, you're gonna go freaking insane when you find out what's gonna be coming your way.
Oh, I really hope so because WWE's back with fans, with my childhood hero coming back,
Oh,
Mr. John Cena, a guy you can't even see.
I got a bigger legend for you, and I'm not. That's all I'm gonna say. That's all I'm gonna say. Nothing more. That's it.
All right, I'll take your word for it. I
But
won't
just
guess.
all I want to know is you better be excited. You know I always deliver every single time. I'm a man of my word.
You sure as hell are. Even when people don't think you are, you always come through at the end, like a clutch hero, like Tom Brady leads his team.
Hell yes, and we have a great team here. We have me, the Versace Stoner. We have you, Disable.
Disable. Yeah.
And you know, we picked up some sponsors along the way. I have to give it up to Mash Up Wrestling. You know,
He's the man, Versace.
you see him on all the local shows. He shares all the great footage. Totally great guy. One of my favorite brands in the indie scene that's out there, doing their thing. He's very creative with the music. He helped us personally make our first commercial. And he's it's a great person all around, and I would like to give him a huge thanks for all the support that he has given Cruisin for a Bruisin.
And
Second,
he's an old school fan too, which adds some ring rust to our podcast. He gets us all excited when we go see him at shows.
oh, look at that. Look at that. Brother Rodney Bay says he may be from Kansas, but the New York Giants are his favorite team. Welcome to the chat, Rodney. I am so glad to see you in here. That is great. Much love from the VSW. We are just talking here about tomorrow night's big event, Cruisin for a Bruisin, and our first stop that we took place in was Kansas. Talking with you, brother. And also, I would like to thank our other sponsor who helped sponsor this summer party, Cruisin for a Bruisin pre-show.
Wonder who that is.
It is Mike Panchu. You remember him? He did a little bit of work with us in the beginning. He did a couple of WWE episodes. We talked business. We talked Monsterverse with him. We even brought him into one of our indie shows. And
you know how busy he gets that he couldn't keep up. He was doing his own thing. So I kind of almost forgot all about that man, Versace.
Oh yes. It was early on in the pandemic, but he has decided to continue his support, even though he does no longer work with us. He is still continuing his support, and he decided to help sponsor Cruisin for a Bruisin. And thank you again, Mike Panchu. We saw that commercial I did for you in the beginning of the episode. He sells a lot of Amway products, CBD oils, CBD face creams. He's got some energy drinks, I think, out there, and some other stuff. Go to his Instagram.
He needs all the energy he can, Versace. I know that for a fact.
Oh, yes. Well, good thing he is, got the XS. Because that shit works. It gets you amped up. Maybe 2 or 3. Well, I mean, I can say it can get you amped up. It probably will take me 2 to 3 cans. I believe it's at an 80 milligram caffeine, where I'm now used to drinking bangs at 300. But that's okay. It's good products. Buy something from the kid. Don't be cheap. Don't keep your hands in the pocket. Go over there, buy yourself something. And yes, Rodney, we will be looking for theme songs all across the board. I know people are looking for music. Yes, we are in the works with some things, and I'm trying to look for royalty-free music and royalty-free musicians in the business. Try to get some people that want theme songs and good quality videos done. Let's make it happen. If you need a good promo video, I have the software. I have all that. I have the green screen. I have the film. I have the photography stuff. I have all of it. We can get music. We can get you in there. Or we can come down. We will make things happen for you. So don't you worry, brother Rodney. We are with you till the end here. We're really, really impressed with our stop in Kansas. I know Disabled Wolf was a little bit hesitant. He's not used to traveling out of New England. He's a diehard Boston fan. But, I like to travel a little bit, and you blew my socks off down there. When I got to see you, and I got to hear about how you stood up to a world champion flex. There's not many people in your predicament that would go and stand up to a world champion. There's not many people that have the balls to even get into the ring. Never mind to one of the best. And you did it at your age. And you might have took an ass beating, but you know what? You're still here. We talked to you the next day. You're still alive. You're still doing great. And, we loved it. That's the kind of excitement. These are the kind of people that we bring here at the VSW. This is the kind of level of dedication and heart. These people take ass whippings and they're back the next day to do it again.
It's kind of like hockey players during the NHL playoffs when they play every other day, hitting each other hard and getting back into it.
Oh, yeah. And this, like I said, is just the beginning. And again, tomorrow night, Cruisin for a Bruisin. Yes, it will be on at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. It is running in about 5 hours. So 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 1, let's say.
And our international fans, feel free to stop by as late as you want.
Oh, yeah. Once it's up, you can rewatch it a million times. It's a free for view show. There's no charge here. But
and who does a podcast style pay-per-view? No one I know, Versace.
I might be the first one here. This might be the first ever. I'm not sure. If it is, we did something special. If we didn't, we still did something special because we have an amazing show. And, with that saying that, like I said, so, once it's up there, it's going to be up there. You can watch it as many times as you want. But that's not the fun and games part. Disabled. Versace, like to have a little fun in games and bring competition to things. So, we had talked about it, we discussed it, we came up with the idea. We're going to also air these interviews individually the next day. All at once, they'll all be unlocked.
And here's the thing, Versace, I don't know if the people, we got plenty of new subscribers know this, but on YouTube community, right after the pay-per-view is over, next day on Sunday, we are going to have a vote for every participant, who you think should be the inaugural Cruisin for a Bruisin champion. And you know what we're going to do? We're not only going to randomize who goes first in order where their entrance video is going to be aired. Whoever gets voted on will air with the random drawing winner for the first 2 times. So we're going to have 2 videos released right away, one random and one whoever wins the poll.
Yep. And then, but like I said, but then 1 hour after those 2 videos, all the videos will be released and the games begin. After 1 month, whoever has the most views on their interview will be receiving $100 cash prize.
Wow, that is awesome. And brilliant at the same time.
And there's a lot of favorites in this. Let me ask you this. Disable. Who do you think's gonna win this? Who do you think's gonna get the most views?
Honestly, when you look into the whole thing, I think the Rodfather has a really good shot due to him getting us on the local paper on Kansas. Thank you for that, Rodfather. You're the man. I can't wait to meet you. And we'll have a bash, all right? But the thing is, Versace, you got Love Thug as a clear favorite just because he has experience in all these high and low tire promotions. But you can't underestimate a Mac Attack competitor like Tough Daddy, or I'll admit I overlooked TJ Tucker, but his main event performance gives me a reason why. I think the odds-on favorite is either the Rodfather, Liv, Dig, Tough Talk Tony Spencer, or the Steel Panther because he has a huge following up in Newfoundland, Canada.
Yeah. You're talking a lot of names here. It's going to be very hard. Well, let me tell you this. You kind of did meet the Rodfather. He kind of tried to wake you up. He slapped you in the face. He slapped you pretty hard, but you still was sleeping. It was kind of funny. I was laughing. It was actually a really funny time.
Keep up with you. But when I do try to keep up with you, I'm in the middle of nowhere in my head.
Oh yeah, you were like a light. He gave you a good old slap across the face, and that was it. You were still just snoring away. So I was like, he's done, Rodfather. Don't do any more slaps.
Wake me up like I'm a Snorlax Versace.
Yeah, I like to let you sleep a little bit. I'm not that maniacal, you know. I'm not like Charles Mason. I'm not gonna make little kids cry. I'm not an evil human being. But
That is good to know.
But yeah, you know, I don't know. You got Rodney Bays. He definitely can pull his weight in the community. The dude, he did get in the paper. You know, he is making big waves. And he has a huge following. He is our #1 merch seller. He is selling merch like there's no tomorrow. People are buying shirts, hats, backpacks, bags, stickers, all sorts of stuff, and it's wonderful. You know, he's gonna be doing great. And you know, I'm all about merch, as you know. I have a great T-shirt collection, so I love seeing people that sell merch. And you know, I didn't know if you know this or not, but I'm like, all his merch is exclusively through us, the Sable Wolf.
Wow, I never knew that, Versace. You learn something new every day.
Yeah, you know, I talked to Brother Rodney Bays, and we discussed it, and he was like, I want you to, you know, exclusively handle stuff. If I get bookings, I want you to talk to the promotions. I said, look, I will do everything in my power here. Okay, yes, I'll take care of all your merchandise. I'll do all your logos, your graphics. Anything you need done, I'll do it. That's me. That's what I do. You know, when I'm not out here talking with the guys, I'm creating. You know that. I'm always in the lab creating something here. Second thing, you know, if he needs me to discuss contracts with some of these big promotions, of course I have his back. I will go right in there. I am a, you know, as good as promoter as anybody else out there. Hyman, Callis, any of them. I can talk with them.
It's a spoiler.
I've been around a very long time, Disabled Wolf. I've seen some of the craziest promoters in some of the craziest territories. I can talk the talk. I can walk the walk. And, you know, like I told Brother Roddy, we can do this together. Whatever you need done, just let me know. Okay? Reach out any time of the day. Doesn't matter. My phone is always open. My phone's always open for any of these 10 guys that are on our show. They need anything from me. Reach out, you know. But yes, Rodney, back to where I'm going. I'm going on a tangent. Rodney is a favorite to win. Don't also forget about Cutter Kowalski, the reigning Proving Ground champion. You know, he's in RWA. He's in NCW. He's all over the place. Ricky Medeiros.
Especially when he got rid of that big problem in the Dirt City.
Yep, you know, him and Montero, they had some issues, and he straightened that out. Next, you know, don't underestimate the magical powers and wizardry of Insane Dick Lane. Okay?
Absolutely.
I mean, a guy can force chokeslam you from across the room without laying his hands on you. Don't think that he can't view the videos with his mind. Okay, he might get 1,000 views just with his mind.
And you got the prospects of Steven the Turtle Wiener.
That is correct. You know, you could have Turtles in Time. You could have Dick Busters. You could have all sorts of things going on. Okay? And then, like I say, don't underestimate Tough Daddy. Okay, look at the success. Or even TJ Tucker. It's a toss-up. But, I mean, honestly, look at the success of our first ever interview with the Mac Attack reunion wrestling guy, Ray Ransom. The guy exploded overnight. I didn't think it was going to do it. He did it. Okay, he blew it up. Still the
He
highest
even
viewed
beat
interviewer.
some big names such as the leader of the Scrunchy Squad, Becca, and the prize OG, our boy Alec Price.
He beat out those two. He beat out Isana. He beat out
Mr.
Dylan
Mac
Nix.
Daniels himself, John Alba.
John
You
Albert
know who
too.
it is.
Yes, all of our early interviewees. He is beaten out. So these Mag Attack guys, these reunion wrestling guys, they get a big presence out there.
They have a
And
huge underdog chance if you bet $1. Let's say we're going to DraftKings FanDuel of both of the terms Versace. You bet $1 on TJ Tucker, you'd probably get you 500. You bet $1 on Tough Daddy, he wins. Gets you a good payout with 150.
are you actually taking bets on the side disabled? Are you running Vegas odds for this?
I don't know how, but I am thinking in my head.
Maybe you should do like a fan do for this or something, huh? Quickly, you can make a quick buck.
The bigger we get, I really want to talk to DraftKings. There's in Boston and FanDuel's in New York, so hopefully we can work something out in time for football season.
Well, I mean, listen, you've heard about sport. You've heard about sports betting, yeah, and you heard about wrestling betting. You can bet on that too, some places, right? But you never have anybody betting on a podcast. Never on an interview. This would be an unprecedented event. You're onto something here. You have a way to make some money here. You better jump in because if it ain't making money, it's not for me. But you got the eye, kid. You got the eye of Versace's. But
I have Versace, eh?
the eye of Versace, kid. You got it. Not a lot of people have. I wasn't too sure when we took you onto this project to say, well, if you were a lone wolf pup, I didn't know what was going to happen.
I could have turned into Baron Corbin all dazed and confused.
From the old days of the NWL with that evil bastard Schwartz making us run shows for $5. For $5 shows all over the territories. I couldn't stand it anymore. I didn't know what we were going to do with this podcast, if we were going to be okay, if we were not. We had so much failures and tribulations, trials, all the bullshit. But you know what? You, my friend, you outdid what I expected. You came out shining star, and you helped make this podcast what it is next to me every single time we hop on the mic.
I'm tearing those words, my man. It's been a rough journey for us, but we will have our day in sight.
We will. But yeah, back to what I'm saying. Tomorrow night, cruising for a bruisin'. It's gonna be one hell of an event. We put a lot of effort and work into it, talking to these guys. There's some cool video footages. I think you got a sneak peek the other night, Disabled Wolf. We got some cool video packages to these things.
Oh, yeah. It is unique, folks. You have no clue what you're in for. It's more than just interviews.
It is, it's a little bit of an interactive experience. It is our first show of this magnitude and of this caliber, so it can only get better from here. That's all I can say, folks, It might not be I can't say it's our best work because our best work is yet to come. Everything we do gets better and better. That's how it should be. Everything you do in life should get better and better. You should always be progressing forward. You're always going to learn something every time you do something.
And what's a better way with 10 guys, especially 70% of them could use the attention and get some eyes on them. And hopefully it takes them off too with the Versace Stoner.
They can, and they do, and we're here to do that. That was our main purpose of the VSW podcast. That's what it was all about back then. In the very beginning, was to, promote the independent scene and take it to the next level. And take people to the next level. And I think we did doing an okay job sticking by those principles. Anybody that comes along my way, I try to put them over. I try to make them look good. I mean, I don't really down talk any of the wrestlers on my show. Very rarely have I had any issues with any of the guys. They go out. Some of them might not be the best wrestlers, but they still go out. They give it their all. That's all I really care about. You don't have to be the best in the business. Just go out and give it
Because
your
there's
all.
too much negativity and rumor bombs within the IWC, and we want to be the opposite of it.
Of
Respect
course,
people's distances.
of course, I don't need the negativity anymore. We've done that already. You know, I mean, we've already been there. We've seen how that works. NWL was all negativity. Schwartz was a negative promoter. He promoted it. Everything was negative. He was always bitching, moaning. The guys aren't ready. These guys don't want to work. These guys don't show up on time. These guys can't get a ride. It was always something with the guy, and this was a
And the
fresh.
guy was obsessed pleasing his queen.
Yeah, I mean, it was just a very weird experience all around. I'm glad we got out of it. We didn't. We made it out alive, at least. I can't say we didn't lose, but we made it out alive.
We almost got destroyed by his partner, who's a Rita Repulsa and Jabba the Hutt type vibe.
Oh, I mean, we by the skin of our teeth did we make it out of this whole situation alive. And you know what? We are bigger, better, and badder than ever now on the VSW. It is amazing what we've been able to accomplish in a short amount of time. I don't mean to boast. I don't like to brag. I'm just talking a little bit of facts. Just being that positive force, I think, has made a difference in the community. Some people might hate us, and that's fine too. No, I don't want everybody to love us. They don't have to. I speak opinions.
We're unique, and we ain't changing to please people either.
I'm not, and
I'm always down for critiques. Don't get me wrong, but that's different.
Oh, I'm down for critiques too. I mean, but there's also with the critique can come, something positive. Like look what happened with Prestige. There was some negative flaws there, but we found some positivity with them. Even when everybody was booing them over there at Limitless, and they were clowning on Mac Daniels and laughing it out, but we still gave him the time of day on our podcast. We made him look good.
Absolutely, we treated his pre-show like it was a main event caliber feud. We spent more time on Alba than we did most of the Limitless roster during the tape.
And I won't.
Because every part of his mouth, he made it sound like it was a big invasion angle.
Well, yeah, but I won't lie. It's hard for me to remember names that are on a pre-show because, let's face it, it's the pre-show. I mean, yes, this is a pre-show now, but we're not having an interview on the pre-show. If we had an interview,
he looks like he interviewed a guy he can't see with his comparison of Mr. Chris Van Vliet.
Oh yeah, but now listen to me. Stop interrupting. Now, if we did have an interview on this pre-show, I bet nobody would remember it by tomorrow or remember the wrestler's name. They would have it all wrong. That's what we did. I think we called it the Prestigious. And
the Prestigious.
Alba got a little mad. It's not the first time you made him mad. He did get mad when you mentioned Chris Van Vliet. He turned red.
I was just trying to see. You know what the funny part is, Versace? At that time, I didn't even know he would get upset because I looked on his Twitter before our interview. A lot of people compared it. I was just trying to say, but I'm down to start that chant if he doesn't recognize my stand ovation for Prestigious.
Maybe they're good friends, bitter enemies. Who knows? He's a little bit of a weird guy. I do like his sports takes. He does know his wrestling. But, so, we did feel bad about that botch up. We did mess up the name. So, what did we do? We picked up when we sponsored his match at, Patience is a Virtue. And, whatever. It was what it was. They beat MSP. They beat MSP. And actually ended MSP's era of MSP, Mainstay Posse.
It's kind of like when Roman Reigns, to the people of Maine, when Roman Reigns defeated Undertaker at Mania and he left the hat and coat in the ring and left.
Oh yeah, he really did. And hell yes, Rodney. You know, I am glad to hear that. We are here partying it too. This is a pre-show party. You know, you should be proud of this. You are part of the inaugural Cruising for a Bruising Championship. It has never been done before. There's never been a podcast pay-per-view of this caliber ever done in any territory known to man. I've asked
Yeah,
some
you
of.
had Starcast in AEW before the pandemic, but that's different. It was all in person.
Oh, this was even better. We came to them. Nobody they didn't Starcast is cool, but they had the people going to them. We went to the wrestlers. Nobody's done that. Second of all, we got bigger names. You know, like I said, we went all the way up to Canada for the Steel Panther. We went all the way to Kansas for Rodney Bays, the Rodfather, tearing it up in the Kansas territory.
And you got the Panther with heritage, surrounded by people in the legendary Art Dungeon.
I won't lie, he was trained by a heart. He'll tell you all about it when you hear the interview. You know, if you weren't detained and you brought your papers, you would have been able to actually see it.
I know, will he be the best there was, the best there is, and the best there ever will be in terms of podcasting? It remains to be seen, Versace.
He could be. He very well could be, as you know, because, you know, he does say where he wrestles is syndicated all across Canada, not just in Newfoundland. So, it's like national television he's on. That's great, you know. Big star. Got a lot of big stars, like I said, you know. A lot of them, and it's going to be great. Again, I just want to mention again, we got to love Doug. Love Doug, you know.
Live,
This guy is killing the scene. I just saw today that they announced Becca to fight Mason for that
wow.
to get that scrunchie back that was stolen from.
And to avenge the little girls too.
Yes. So I mean, there's a lot of matches that are gonna be there. We will be there though. At Undeniable.
I cannot wait for that card. It looks so sick.
It does.
Especially the Ripper, Uncle Rip Bison. Congratulations to him and Delmy for launching the Grind Pro Wrestling Grind and Who Made Who debut on October 22nd. We will cover them, folks, and support that promotion.
Oh, we'll be there too.
He's going to be involved in a strap match against the Change Man, the Almighty Beast, the Freak.
Oh my God, that's going to be a great match. And you know, another match I'm really looking forward to on that card is Alec Price versus Lee Moriarty. What a matchup for Alec Price. You know, he might not have taken the gold, but you know, he's proven himself definitely in Limitless Wrestling. And you know, who else
he's a very huge supporter of our podcast.
He is. He's a great person in general. I love Alec Price. And you know what? You know, what's a better opponent for him than the former IWTV champion Lee Moriarty? We saw him up close and personal fighting Wheeler Yuta when Wheeler Yuta took his title away from him at Beyond Wrestling. That was
it was comparison in the legendary match that got me into wrestling. The Iron Man match that was 60 minutes long, kind of like Lee Moriarty and Wheeler Yuta in the beginning Beyond Pandemic shows with Shawn Michaels and Bret Hart. It is very up there, folks. If you get a chance, please go to IWTV and watch that match.
It really, really was. And you know, it was just it was a mind blowing match. But you know what? No skin off of Lee Moriarty. He gave one hell of a fight. Also,
you got that right.
You know, and
Tiger style.
We've seen him. God, he was wrestling at the Lab. You know, he had a match down there on season 1 of Alchemy. And we're gonna see him, you know, at Limitless again now, as he takes on the Prize City OG Alec Price. Also, I saw that the blue-collared badass got his wish. JD Drake will be fighting Kevin Blackwood.
Wow. These two have been on the tear too, both debuting in AEW.
It's
Drake
gonna.
has more of a presence than Blackwood, but he also got clowns in his, like Wish Ziggler, Dolph Ziggler's younger brother, right? And you got that clown Peter Avalon, which you can't decide if he's pretty or a librarian. He's just
Oh yeah, but I have to say, I saw some news today about Kevin Blackwood from Kevin Blackwood. He posted that him and his wife, I believe, or girlfriend, I don't know if they're married or not, but him and his significant other, they got a house on the West Coast.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
Good for them.
something like that. I believe I saw. So I don't know. He might be moving, but as you know, wrestling is now a traveling business. It doesn't really matter where you live. If you have the heart, you'll wrestle anywhere. But kudos to him because there is a whole nother world on the West Coast for West Coast wrestling
That
promotions.
wrestling style is very different from the ones you get up in New England too.
Of course, you got to remember this. New England is a lot of old school Killer Kowalski style wrestling. West Coast is totally different. You got Young Bucks style kind of wrestling out there and on other styles. As at the VSW, yes, I won't lie, we will be eventually going out west. But we went out.
You gotta subscribe to our YouTube, pay attention to our content, listen to our podcast. You want us to get out anywhere in the States.
Oh yeah, I mean we're gonna be doing more road trips. We're gonna be doing definitely more things. Not to mention, like I said, we're gonna be doing something with Camp Leapfrog. Okay. Should I tell?
I'm still sad, Versace. I didn't get in frickin' Ticketmaster in time for All Out.
I know, buddy. And I am working on something, but can I tell them at least the good news? Well, the semi-good news?
Is good news?
Well, yeah, okay. So, you know how we were really amped for All Out. We went in, we booked the hotel first, and then, we were hoping to get the All Out tickets. Unfortunately, things happened. You couldn't get them. The show sold out. Another unfortunate event. The hotel couldn't give us back our money. It's not like a COVID reason. It's not a reason that warranties a refund, and I did not take the insurance. I'm sorry. It's not about being cheap. I just don't believe in it for that. Because they always fight you no matter what anyways. So,
Very true.
We have to keep the Chicago room. So, Disabled, what I went ahead and did is I got us tickets to Friday night GCW's 3 Cups Stuffed. Already Nick Gage and Juventud Guerrera have been announced for this show. We might as well go to Chicago anyways, or we're already paying for a hotel.
Crazy.
We're already getting a hotel room. We already have to pay for it. We're going to Chicago anyways. And guess what, pal? We might not get to go to All Out, but we can still do FanFest. We can still meet the superstars. What do you say?
Absolutely. I'd love to meet some of those guys.
So,
you got some figures you'd like to be signed?
Exactly. I am bringing it. We're going to Chicago in September, regardless of All Out status. I'm still going to try to work on tickets. I don't know what I can promise. I am a man of my word. I do come through at times. But this is going to be a tough one. It's a sold-out show. You're hearing crazy rumors. CM Punk returning. Daniel Bryan signed. I don't freaking know what to believe anymore.
Who even knows? Because Tony Khan's... You can't blame Tony Khan for this because they're not like WWE and leak stuff to these.
Oh no, so we don't know if these are just people guessing, right, or what they're doing.
They always think it's right this time around, though. That's a problem.
That is, we never know.
Every time you've got a WWE or AEW event in Chicago in the past half decade, you always have these articles that CM Punk is coming back to wrestling.
And look, let me tell you something. I don't know what you get more of. End of the world predictions or CM Punk return predictions?
Oh, I know, right?
You know, they come maybe 2-3 times a day. But
Just like back in the beginning of the PG era, you had John Cena's finally going to turn heel articles 5 million times a day.
yep, and you know, he's returned too. You know, yes, you know, we don't really cover WWE that much here on the podcast.
Because I hate to say it, I know it's going to insult a lot of people, but it's very hard for us to stick to our core value of being a positive force in the internet in the wrestling community. If we cover every Raw and SmackDown, everyone does that.
Yeah,
We way behind in the game.
let me tell you something about wrestling in WWE. I'm a fan, yes, I like WWE. I'm a fan from WrestleMania 1 through 15. That's about it to say both. Whatever happened after that, we've had good matches, we've had good events, but you haven't had any good years. I'm sorry to tell you. You've always had different this and that,
I'm
different
always
that.
thankful for their existence, though, because we wouldn't be where we were today if it wasn't for Hulk Hogan.
Oh, like I said, that's why I like 1 through 15. It really built a foundation for what wrestling is. Right after 16, 17, that's good, you know, then you got your ruthless aggression. I'm not opposed to the ruthless aggression era. I like it. It
I
wasn't
loved it because I was an Attitude Era kid.
the
I was born right when the
the only thing I
stuff.
see the only thing I didn't like about the ruthless aggression era compared to the attitude era is you were missing WCW and ECW. You only had one thing, and then Impact came out, or TNA, or whatever the hell they called it. And honestly,
They actually started off pretty good until they tried to become WCW so
well,
badly
that's what
that they
happened.
still hurt me from it.
They started signing up people, and there's still fans that won't go back to it. Then, you know, but they had the unique style with the ring and all of that. Everything was different. It was cool, but I don't know, something was missing. If the ruthless aggression era had happened and WCW was still in existence and ECW was still running wild, giving hardcore fans a place to view wrestling, I think it would have been better for me.
How Vince, his ego was too big. I would have just not told anyone I bought WCW. I would have let them all run, like you said a million times in the past.
I would have. I wouldn't have told anybody I owned all three companies. I would have ran all three, still running against each other, having fake proxy wars with my own companies just to gain fans. It wouldn't even matter what channel people view. If they're watching WCW, cool, that's my channel. If they're watching WWE, cool, that's my channel. What did you just win a fucking $1 million Disable? If I heard cash.
Well, the facts of millions lottery in the state of Massachusetts.
You won?
Is going to be enough. I hope I did.
Oh, I thought that was the noise. Oh, thank you, Robin John. He just subscribed to our YouTube channel. Newest subscriber. It says a few seconds ago. Robin John. Welcome to the VSW. I'm your host, the Versace Stone, and thank you for subscribing. We really appreciate it here. Just came up on my newsfeed after you won the $1 million. Apparently, I don't know what you were doing. Sound like are you in Vegas by any chance? Are you playing slots? I mean, I don't know. I never know with you. After that road trip, you could be traveling anywhere. You know, I showed you how to use the GPS and everything. Now you can go freaking anywhere, even by foot. You could hop onto your bike tomorrow morning and put your GPS on your phone.
Be like Forrest Gump. Running.
You could. If you start now, you'll end up in SummerSlam. And right at over there. But what I'm saying is, yes, we don't cover WWE that much, but we do cover the major four. We will do a recap show of SummerSlam. Probably not a preview show. Maybe. It depends. It depends how much they give us to talk about. If it's the same old, I won't do it. If it's new, I will. But, you know, August is a tough month. We have a lot of other shows to be covering. And to stay true to our core values, the independent scene is what I got to cover. AEW is next up on the list, and the only reason why I choose them over WWE isn't anything personal. It's because they're giving the independent scene a large stage to fight on. Every week I'm watching Dark and AEW, and I'm seeing names of friends and people that I know. That's an amazing feeling as a fan. That's an amazing feeling for them as a friend of theirs. It is amazing. You know, I get it in WWE, but it's not the quick turnover. You know, I know a few people that went. I know some people that are coming back. But you know, there was months in between this. AEW is not like that. You'll see them next week. We saw Wheeler Yuta, you know, last week. We'll see him in Beyond at was it Dong Work for Yuta? You know what I'm saying? Like we'll see him there and there, all in a couple of weeks, and then he might go back to AEW for a match.
He had a great showing against Mr. Coffin Drop Darby Allen.
He is really getting Yuta is really getting good. You know, he is the reigning IWTV champion. I hold that to the highest regard. You know, you've had some tremendous IWTV champions. Warhorse, Statlander, Orange Cassidy. Come on. Okay, and then like I said, Tiger Style, Lee Moriarty. Now you have Wheeler Yuta. He's an amazing wrestler and submission artist. You see his main you see what he does on his main, you know, his finisher. I don't even know what to call that.
It's got U-tap.
Is that's the official name?
I think so. It's U-tap.
Yeah, it's like almost like he got you on your head and shit. He's doing weird moves, but it's painful. You know, and he's been really killing the scene. I am looking forward to seeing what's going to happen with him. What is in store for him at Americarana? I think they're putting him against Slade. That's my guess.
Legend.
And I don't know how Wheeler Yuta will do in a hardcore match.
Yeah, but let's stick to the topic before I get going. We get all excited being on a rant Versace that when we try to keep up, we go on and on. I know how we get. We get so excited. We love wrestling, don't we?
Well, we sure do. And like I said, we haven't really had a regular podcast in a while. So there's a lot to kind of discuss with fans. There might be a lot the fans don't know. There's been a lot of shows and a lot of information in between. I'm just trying to play catch up with a little bit of it. Sorry, I know it is the pre-show for Cruisin for a Bruisin. It is the summer party. You know, I got some beers flowing. I just made some hot dogs. Yes, I am having a barbecue at this hour to Sable Wolf. I don't know what you're doing, but I'm barbecuing. It is the summer of love.
Resting in my bed.
It's the
lone wolf I can be in my den.
It's the summer of love. Don't forget, we're also going to MV Young's Woodstock. We're going to be down there too. We're going all over the place this summer to say, well, right
People
from
can't
here.
Keep up with us.
They're not going to be able to. We're going to be in Chicago. Tomorrow, VSW will be at Wrestlers Laboratory in Ridgemont, New Jersey. Why they
gonna get some experiments done, Versace?
I am gonna get experimental, and they are filming, you know, season 2 of Alchemy. You can watch that on IWTV. You can check out the first season on IWTV. I think the main event is MV Young versus Gargano in a poly match. Best out of 2 out of 3 falls.
I thought you said Gargano for a second. I'd be so excited.
No, not Gargano. He's still looking for his wedding ring that Ciampa threw away years ago. But, you know, this is all the exciting stuff that actually draws us to this. It's all the kind of stuff that started this journey. You know, when a couple of years ago, I know you remember it. You know, we just had gotten finished with all the sports crap. We were kind of down in our mud, and you were like, let's check out this show. It's at Foxborough Stadium. I was like, oh, cool, let's just do it. It's a Beyond show. I never been. And, we went to that show, and it was life-changing, to say. Well, it was absolutely life-changing. It changed the way I viewed wrestling forever. I am forever grateful to the man known as Denver, Colorado. Because you know what? He introduced me into a way of wrestling that was refreshing. Yes, I had been to independent shows before, and I was a fan. Don't get me wrong. I was a big fan of, and still am, of NCW wrestling. And they were probably one of my first promotions that I went to as an adult independent. But
I love NCW, don't get me wrong, but it was one of the first of indie shows I've been to since I've started to go. I've been to a few chaotic shows before, a long time ago, and we used to have plenty of promotions in this area, but we don't really anymore. We have to drive north or south of New England to go to shows.
Yeah, we do. We got to go either north or south
Beyond
or west.
Great. If you want to introduce someone to indie wrestling who hasn't watched wrestling in a long time, Beyond is the place to go. NCW's great, don't get me wrong, but it's tough to follow for some people. You just gotta really be into indie wrestling and love it.
Well, NCW. You know what it is, and I'll tell you what it is right now. What made it easy for me with Beyond is we went to that show, right? I didn't know anything about anything. I saw some familiar faces, even some people that I saw in NCW, like MSP. I saw some new guys. I saw some guys that are on TV, like Orange Cassidy and Chris Statlander. Okay? I saw up-and-coming guys like The Rep, Bear Country. Jake something. We just saw him fight Garcia for the world title. He's in Ring of Honor, Impact, rather. Right? Or both, maybe. I don't even know. These guys fight multi-promotions. Right? They've all made it somewhere. Or they're going to make it somewhere. That show, for me, just changed the way wrestling was done. And shown me a different way. Like I said, NCW, great promotion. At that time, was hard to follow, though, because they didn't have the weekly formula down. You had the month to month to month. Beyond was already doing, Uncharted Territory, which was a weekly show. Easy to follow along, easy to get to know the guys, like you said. Pandemic Wrestling's been great in the sense that all the promotions have almost run weekly shows to let us get to know.
Especially for us, that we really want to get to know everyone in the indie wrestling scene. And
exactly, we have.
The weekly Pandemic series has gotten me so into indie wrestling as I'm learning so much more about people.
It is, and it's really helped a lot. But that's where we started. That's kind of, I think, the show that turned us into something. And then the pandemic hit. And everything kind of went upside down. We didn't know really what to do. And then we started the podcast, and it started with with a little 15-minute talk. And a couple more 15-minute talks. And it's turned into something very special. I'm very appreciative of all of the people that supported this, the fans, the listeners, whatever you want to call them, the friends, the family that's helped, everybody. It's just been a great, tremendous project. And like I said, I'm really proud to present Cruisin for a Bruisin. We did tremendous work on this. You got 10 great guys. You got Dick Lane, Tough Daddy, Tony Spencer, the Stale Panther, Cameron Stevens, TJ Tucker, Love Doug, Rodney Bays, the Mighty Bosch, Steve Savage, Ricky Medeiros. These are all great guys that you can see, coming up in shows all around. And, we're very proud to have brought them on to our show. And we are very happy to present this. So please, everybody, I do hope you all enjoyed it. It will be on at 8 p.m. p.m. tomorrow night. That's Saturday, July 24th, 2021. You're not going to want to miss it. And that is Eastern Time. And it's going to be quite a ride.
Absolutely, I'm very excited for cruising for bruisin, as I can't wait for the fans to see what we have in store on our road trip. I hope it changes everyone on the card for the greater good.
We love you too, Ronnie Bays. Have yourself a great night. And, just let everybody know, 8 p.m. tomorrow night. Thank you, everybody, though, for listening that has tuned into this show. Thank you, Michael Panchu, for sponsoring the Cruisin' for a Bruising Summer Party pre-show.
It's been a... need to get some rest, Versace.
I do. I got an early day tomorrow. I will be on the road once again. And then, the big premiere. Great talking with you, Disabled. Go watch yourself some independent wrestling. Put on IWTV. Put it to random and find yourself something good to watch. Have a good night.
You too. This